You mean bread and butterflies?
Oh, yes, of course.
Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have 15 things you should never do to get rich fast in BLOXBURG. Make sure to stay until the end of the video for a special announcement. So let's just get straight into the video. The first mistake is not working enough. This is obvious but super common. Working just isn't fun, so naturally people avoid working until they absolutely have to. I am guilty of doing that. It's gotten to the point where when I need money, I go to plots and try to delete as much as I can, just because I don't want to work. Mostly because of the new job system, I absolutely hate it with everything in me, and so does the rest of BLOXBURG. So I don't understand why Coffee Stain isn't listening to us, because it's like so many people are complaining, but they just carry on ignoring us. Only working when you have to and not working enough will never get you lots of money. You have to work frequently even when you don't necessarily need money. To become rich, I'd recommend working every day if you're able to. If you're not able to, that's obviously fine. Regardless of how much money you have, you should still work for a few minutes every day and the money will add up. If you want to make even more, I suggest working for at least 30 minutes or even an hour every day. Being consistent is the key with working in BLOXBURG. So if you're not consistent, then you won't make enough money. But working should be your priority when it comes to making money. The second mistake is working at a boring job. Now that all the jobs pay the same in BLOXBURG, there's no reason to work at any job you don't like. The more you enjoy the job, the easier it will be to work. The easier it is to work, the more money you get. I would suggest working at BLOXBURG if you enjoy lots of different tasks. I would suggest pizza delivery or being a janitor if you prefer a more relaxing and easier job. Then you don't have to focus as much and you can just relax while you're working. If you work at a boring job, you're going to get bored and you're not going to want to work anymore and you're going to get demotivated. If you get demotivated, you're not going to make any money. So please work at a job that you actually enjoy. You should also experiment in other jobs and see what you like. The pay is all the same now because of the new update, which I still hate, but anyways. So you can basically try any job you want and then you can choose which job you like the best. Whichever is the most fun will make you the most money. I would say the third mistake is working in public service. This can actually decrease your earnings. Public service have a lot of distractions since there are many other players which can make you less efficient and therefore earn less money. Additionally, other people often work in public service. This limits the tasks you can do at some jobs like BLOXBURG. You would probably make less money from BLOXBURG as well if you're in a public service, since there's going to be so many people working at once, or if you're doing the stocker or janitor job, because then they end up taking the stuff that you wanted to do. If you have a neighborhood, then try working there instead to make more money. If you don't have a neighborhood, you can use your friends or you can use my neighborhood, which the code will be on the screen now. It is almost always open, and if it's not, then I have it locked and I say that I'm busy filming. You can also find other neighborhood codes on social media and you can play in there, but majority of the time those ones do have other people in it. Mine is almost always empty, so you can join mine whenever you want to. The next mistake is keeping the work tab open while working. The work tab is in the lower right corner. It shows your earnings, time, working efficiency, and work level progress. Constantly having this open is usually a mistake. It can be very demotivating if you're not making the amounts you thought you would or you were hoping to make, especially if you're at a lower work level. It also makes the time feel so much slower and like you're working for so much longer, when in reality you've only been working for like 5 minutes and it feels like you've been working for at least 20. Sometimes the tab even gets in the way of working. I would recommend only checking it occasionally to check your progress, and so that you're like not playing for like 6 hours and you don't even realize, except that would never happen, but we can pretend maybe it does. You shouldn't be focusing on the money you make, you should be focusing on the job, because if you're focusing on the job you will get way more money than if you're focusing on the money and time you're working for. You should also be checking it occasionally to make sure your efficiency is high, and when it goes low you need to go and get your moods back up and you need to work faster. So keeping the tab closed will help you focus and work longer, which results in more money. The next mistake is having a low efficiency. Ever since the job updates in April 2024, how much you make depends on your work experience and efficiency. Both of these show on your work tab. Your work experience will naturally increase over time the more you work. However, your efficiency depends on doing tasks often in your current shift and having high moods. If your efficiency isn't 100%, you are not making as much money as you could be. Make sure to boost your moods every 15 to 20 minutes to keep your efficiency high. If it's still low, do more tasks at your job and it should be back up. I highly recommend having a mood station on your plot like I do, and if you want to learn how to make one, please let me know in the comments down below and I'll make a tutorial. You basically just need all your necessities so you can get your moods up. I highly recommend buying the more expensive items because you get your moods up quicker and the effect lasts longer. This next mistake really just depends on your job, but I would say watching shows while working can be a mistake. Staying entertained is important while you're working, so you can work for longer. Many people watch shows, YouTube, or movies while they're working. However, this could actually hurt your earnings because you actually have to focus in a lot of jobs now and they're quite fast-paced. Jobs like BLOXBURG or even pizza delivery with their new faster moped can be challenging to watch something and work at the same time. Although I think you should be fine with pizza delivery as long as you know how to drive well in BLOXBURG. Often you won't be as efficient or focused while watching something, therefore you get less money because you're working slower. Although watching shows may work well for you, it doesn't work out for everyone. So this is more of a depending on the person type of situation. If you find you're not making as much as you used to, then maybe you shouldn't be watching stuff and maybe just listen to music in the background instead, or talking to a friend or calling someone. The next mistake is buying BLOXBURG cash. Buying money seems like the easy way to get rich, but it is almost never worth it. BLOXBURG cash is super overpriced and you can get so much more just by working. It costs a lot of Robux or real life money if you buy a subscription. Also, when you run out of money, you'll have to spend even more Robux if you still don't want to work. Instead of buying BLOXBURG cash, I would recommend buying Excellent Employee and Marvelous Moods. Marvelous Moods keep your moods up for much longer so you can make more money, and Excellent Employee obviously gets you a lot more money. It increases your job earnings by 50% at every single job, and it will get you way more money than buying BLOXBURG cash. I don't think buying money in BLOXBURG is worth it because you pay so much for such a little amount, and you can make that little amount in a few minutes or maybe an hour or two. I know that buying cash is much quicker, but it's not worth it. I've said that like 500 times, but it's like, it needs to get through to you. So it is not worth buying BLOXBURG cash. The next mistake is skipping daily logins. BLOXBURG gives you free money every day when you log in, which increases by logging in multiple days in a row. Without premium, you'll get 1.8k every 5 days. If you log in daily, this is 2.6k with premium. I know this doesn't sound like a lot, but over time, when they add together, it actually is quite a bit. If you log in daily without premium, you'll get 131k at the end of the year. With premium, you'll get 262k at the end of the year. Logging in only takes a minute to do every day, so there is no reason to skip it. The first time you get a login streak of 7, 14, and 30 days, you will get a trophy and extra money. You'll get 10k for 7 days, 30k for 14 days, and 75k for 30 days. The next mistake is using delete instead of undo. This is a small mistake, but it makes a huge difference over the time. When you use the delete button in build mode, you only get most of your money back, but not all of it. But when you use the undo button, you get all your money back. So instead of using delete, use undo so you can get all of your money back. This will help you save your money, as this means you won't have to work as much. The next mistake is bulldozing too many plots. As you can see, I've got my hotel out here, and let's say for example, I don't want to play in it anymore, or I'm just so desperate for money considering the fact that this is over $1 million that I just want to bulldoze it. Although bulldozing plots that you don't really use is a good way to make money, I wouldn't recommend it because in the long run you end up losing that money and it's just not that great. You're actually losing money because you only end up getting 70% of your money back when you bulldoze those plots. This plot is 1.2 million and I'll only get $800,000 back if I bulldoze it. This slowly decreases your money if you build houses just to delete them within a week, which slowly decreases your money. If you build houses just to delete them in a week, then this will really make you lose money fast. Instead of constantly building plots, I'd recommend carefully planning your builds before you build it, and to make sure you really want them and will keep them for a while. This will help you save lots of money over time. The next mistake is not leveling up your skills. You can make money when you level up your skills in BLOXBURG, so don't ignore them. Once you reach level 1 of any skill, you get $500. You can also make 32.5k from leveling up your athletic skill to level 30. You should prioritize your athletic skill since right now you'll make the most money from it. Leveling up your gardening skill will unlock plants you can make farms with for money, and leveling up your cooking skill unlocks more foods you could sell to other people. Leveling up skills is a nice break from working that can still get you money directly and indirectly, so don't neglect doing this. If you want an in-depth video on how to level up your gardening skill, let me know in the comments down below. The next mistake is donating too much. Regardless of the reason for donating too much means you have to work so much more. I know it can be tempting to donate to anyone who asks and seem genuine, but you really don't know if they actually need your money or not. If they actually need your money, then they can just go work for themselves as you worked hard to get the money for yourself. Everyone in BLOXBURG can work, so there's no reason for you to give money to a random person. The only time I donate money is either to my friends or when I'm buying something from someone. I wouldn't recommend donating to random strangers unless you are role-playing or playing with them or buying something from someone. The next mistake is only making money with jobs. Working is the main way to get money in Bloxburg, but there are so many other ways to make money. The best ways to make money without working are daily logins, leveling up skills, selling seasonal foods or drinks, renting out your house or car, having a bush farm, and making a business with a tip station. If you want a full video on things that you can do to become rich without working, let me know in the comments down below. You can also watch my previous videos on how to get rich in Bloxburg, as there are a few other things that I mentioned that you could do instead of working. The link will be in the iCard and the description down below. The next mistake is overspending. There's a lot of items in Bloxburg that's really expensive, but you can get cheaper versions of basically the same thing. I would recommend buying basically the same thing, but the cheaper version, because you can save a lot of money. I also don't think you should waste your money on unlimited food and stuff, because that's kind of pointless and you're not going to eat all that food, and it doesn't even get your moods up all the way. So you should rather save your money instead of spending it. The last mistake is exploiting or using glitches. You can get incredible amounts of money with exploits or abusing in-game money glitches. You should never do any of these because you will most likely get banned. Even if you aren't permanently banned, all of your exploited or glitched money will be taken away. Some people encourage these methods to make money and claim that they have never been banned. However, you should never listen to these people because you will get banned. The chances of you getting caught are very high, so I wouldn't risk it if I were you. It's also a waste of time because you're gonna lose the money regardless. Also, exploiting is bad. Don't do that. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already because it really helps me out. I also have a special announcement to make. My channel memberships are finally open. Feel free to join them as you can get exclusive perks. None of this would have been possible without you guys, so thank you so much. Anyways, bye!